right. So it looks like that is streaming. And let's check the bit rate here. That is streaming. And the audio quality may not be fantastic here. I just have this microphone clipped to my jacket because I'm running in and out of the house here that I'm at, just trying to see how this works. But it looks like a pretty picture there. And what I want to do is just go into my encoder status here. Yes, we're cranking out here. So it looks like the bit rate, so it's able to do 15 megabits per second. And I'm going to record my screen here so that we can see this. And we're using the Teradek core service to do this now. So let's get a reading here. And this screen I'll show you in the review that I do. But it looks like it's pulling about 6 to 7 megabits per second out of the Wi-Fi here, and then another 6 or so out of the modems that are attached to it. So we're distributing this evenly, more or less, across, although it's looking at the fact that the Wi-Fi is able to handle more. So that is cool. Yeah, this thing largely works as advertised. So I'm going to zoom in and see if we can get some detail here. The only problem I have with this is that I forgot to bring a display with me, and for some reason this little device, or the camera I'm using, the PTZ camera, doesn't seem to like the remote when it's outside. So I can't really zoom in without actually going outside to see what's going on out here. So let me go point the remote this way. I stick it right in front of it here. Even that doesn't seem to be getting it to zoom much here. There we go. All right, so we'll get into some detail here. I'm really interested to see what kind of issues we have with the water, because now we're at 15 megabits per second, and I am streaming bonded HEVC out to YouTube through this core service that they offer as part of this product. So let's take a look here. Yeah, that looks really nice. I'm going to turn it up to 1080p on my end here just to see what it looks like. I mean, that looks pretty clean to me. And you know, the camera needs some work, so I'm really looking more at just the quality of the video right now. I see there's 5 people watching, which is great, so I'd love to get some thoughts on what you're seeing on your end. Don't mind the audio quality or the video quality for that matter. I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for this. And now what I want to do, because this thing allows me to do this, is I am going to spin up a second stream to another service. So it looks like it's getting it now. And there we go. All right, so it looks like it's working there too. A little cloudier though on the other service, which is Facebook, but I think the reason is that they don't take the bit rate that I'm sending in, so that's probably is why it doesn't look as nice. But I'm going to start this anyhow. So I guess Facebook only takes a 720p stream, and I'm not sure I can adjust the resolution on this end, which doesn't look like I can. So I'm just going to go with it and go live here. So it looks muddier on Facebook than it does on YouTube. YouTube looks really nice, actually. And Matthew wants to know if I'm going for a swim. I don't plan on it, but stranger things have happened. Now what's neat is I'm looking at this bit rate. So my Wi-Fi took a hit, although it doesn't look like the other one's compensated because it was a short hit there. I'm just going to let this run for a little bit longer. It's recording. I'm recording my iPhone screen as I do this. And I am sitting safely and warmly inside, although to adjust the camera, I have to go back outside because it doesn't, the remote here doesn't like to go through walls. And I didn't bother setting up a network on the camera, so I may go outside again and get a few more detail shots here just to get a feel for this. But I'm using, good, Matthew, I'm glad the video quality is looking good. Yeah, that's my big test here, is just to see how detailed the video can be. So I'm doing a 15 megabit upstream. And what's happening here is that we are broadcasting to 2 services simultaneously, but I'm doing this through Teradek's cloud services. And this is kind of cool because I'm actually sending 15 megabits of HEVC video, which means I can get better quality upstream here. And this device I'm using is bonding through the Wi-Fi at the house that I'm at right now. But it is also sending out data through 2 LTE modems that are connected to this thing. All right, there we go. So let me go the other way here. So this camera is not well suited for outdoor, but I thought having a PTZ camera might give me a little bit more flexibility, although I'm finding there's less here because I'm having to go outside every time I want to adjust something on it. So let me get it to zoom in. I think I'm zoomed in all the way. Yeah, let's zoom out. I'm using the remote, but because it's sunny out, it's hard for it to see everything. So here's the remote. There it is. All right, so I think it looks pretty nice. I'm going to go back in and just look at it on my screen and just see how that looks. So I'm looking for detail here just to see how the detail works. And it looks like when I was standing in front of it, it took a hit on the data rate. So I might be blocking the signal. That looks pretty nice. So I believe, I think I'm sending this at 1080p at 60 frames per second. So I think this looks really, really good. And I'm simultaneously going to another service as well. What I'm finding though, yeah, so I'm sending this over to Facebook, which is then compressing it. So I don't think Facebook looks as nice, but it's able to do both at the same time. And this is through Teradek's core service. So what you're seeing here is HEVC, and the HEVC video is getting converted to H.264 for the purposes of streaming. Yeah, I figured Cantankerous David was a good excuse to get out of the house for a little bit and see how this works. And what's interesting, there's quite a lot of stress right now on the connection, so that's interesting. Looks like it's catching back up again. I don't think let me know if anyone's seen any kind of change in stream quality here. I'm going to zoom back in again. I'll take the phone with me actually so I can see this. What I wanted to do was just get like a higher connection because I was only going out at 2 megabits at 720p before when we tested this earlier. So I thought I would come back out and do a proper 60 frames per second test here. And I think I'm zooming. I lost my connection here. Let's get it reconnected. Oh, did it crash again? Let's see. No, it's still up. Okay, so it's just having trouble finding it. I may have switched Wi-Fi too, so let's see if that could be what happened here. Oh, I'm on the right one. Okay. Well, let's let that figure out what's going on here. I'm going to go back inside and see what I see on the screen. I should have brought a monitor with me. Okay, so I'm still doing that. I'm just trying to zoom the camera in. I'm going to go back out there and try that again. Has anyone seen any breaks in the action, or has it been going pretty steadily here? It looks like it's still doing its thing, which is good. I can't, though, at the moment, connect with the Vidiu, so I'm kind of flying blind here. Let me try to zoom this camera in real quick, and I'll be right back. So I have no idea if that zoomed in or not. Let's see. It looks like my zooming was unsuccessful. So let me go back out there in a minute. At least we're getting some good tests of the ability of it to stream. All right, so it looks like it's been pretty steady. So to answer Matthew's question, yeah, so this is, it's similar to bit bridging network connections. And what we're doing is we're sending in 3 different connections to this Teradek core cloud service. I think it runs on Amazon's AWS. And so what happens here is that they are getting, essentially data from 3 different sources. And right now it's coming in through Comcast and through AT&T's cellular connection. And then from there, oh, the audio's been interrupted, huh? Yeah, see, I'm not able to connect to the device right now, so I don't know why it's not seeing it. Oh, it's new firmware too. Of course there is. Okay, so let's download the new firmware here. So from this connection, it's then reassembling the video, and then from their core servers are then sending to Facebook and YouTube. All right, so unfortunately, though, I can't connect to my Vidiu on the network here, nor do I know what its IP address is at the moment either. So I think what I might do, let's see. I mean, it's rock solid once it's up, but I don't know what the heck is going on right now. So let me see. I don't even know if you folks can hear me or not. So I'm going to go back over here and see if I can get the IP address off of the Vidiu. So let's go in here. Broadcast in progress. So off. Let's go. So it looks like I can't adjust the network settings while it's broadcasting either. All right, so in the meantime, let's see if I can get this. Oops. I got the camera to zoom in here. And I'm going to test to see if I'm able to zoom by moving it. Okay, so it is able to see that. So let's get zooming. By the time I go back inside the house here, I should see if that zoom was successful or not. Otherwise, I'm looking at a huge delay. All right, so let's see if that zoom worked. There it goes. Oh, sort of. It started going. Okay. Let's go back. Yeah, I decided to do this on the extras channel because I don't think people liked getting a gazillion streams going on the other one the other day. So, yeah, it looks like it's all working here. All right, so let me go back over there and zoom in one more time. I think I've got a good feel for this, to be honest. The problem, though, is that I can't see this darn thing on my phone right now. All right, I think I zoomed in. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks much better. All right. So I want to see how this looks on, okay, so now, there it goes. Now it's come back into focus. Well, I think that looks darn good for a live stream. And just so here's what we've got here, just in case anyone's tuning in late. This is HEVC video being encoded on this device. And I can't show you a picture of it at the moment, but I will do so in the main review. And what we're doing here is we are upstreaming at 15 megabits per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, HEVC again. And then it's going to, it's through a bonded connection back to Teradek's core services, they are converting the HEVC. Well, actually, first of all, what they're doing is they're reassembling the video from the data I'm sending them. So there's two AT&T modems and a Wi-Fi connection here. They are taking that data, reassembling it, converting it to H.264, and then firing it off to YouTube and Facebook right now. And I think it looks pretty darn good. So I am impressed with this, to be honest. Facebook does not look as good. So if you're watching on Facebook, go to lon.tv/extras, and you'll see what it looks like there, because it looks much better on YouTube than it does on Facebook, partly because YouTube has a bit rate and resolution restriction. So that is why it doesn't look as good. So YouTube allows much higher resolution streaming here. And so what's cool about how this works is that, actually, Matthew, we are in Westbrook right now. What's cool about how this works is that because you are streaming out of a server, you don't have to worry about overloading your upstream connection here. So as long as you can maintain this, then they'll send it off to how many different places as you want. You just pay there's an hourly charge for data. So I am paying like $3 an hour. Well, they gave me a credit here to try this, but there's a $3 per hour conversion fee of HEVC to H.264, and then it's by the gigabyte up. So you could really take a look at your bit rate and calculate what this would cost you to operate. It looks like Flood of Sins was in the hospital for 10 days. Oh my God, I hope you're doing okay. He's still there, but he's watching videos from the hotel room. Hope you feel better soon. That's not good to be there that long. Okay, looks like the video just came back up on my network here, so I can take a look at it again. Well, Flood, let us know if you need anything. I'm sure we could rally some community support if you need something to help pass the time there. So let me know. All right. Well, I'm not sure what more I can do on this. I think this looks pretty darn good. What I might do is just go full screen with this real quick so I can see what it looks like on my computer. I'm not seeing any artifacting at all, really. The image looks a little soft, but I think that might be more of a function of my camera. In a window, it looks okay. So I might zoom back out again. There we go. Oops. Turn off the mic here. So I think I've been talking to myself for the last 5 minutes here. So anyway, what we've got now is a successful test, I think, because this has been running now nonstop for, turn off the mic here. Oops. It's been going nonstop for 20 minutes. And I am streaming both to YouTube and to Facebook simultaneously. We are using a Wi-Fi connection that I am at currently, along with 2 AT&T modems that are connected to this box. And you'll see all of this when I do the full review. And I'm just trying to pull up my stats here to see how this is looking here. And what's cool about this is that it's not relying on any single connection. So we are transmitting to basically 3 different data streams into the Teradek core servers. And then they are taking that data, reassembling it, and then broadcasting it out. And in addition to that, I am broadcasting with the HEVC codec from here. So I'm able to squeeze even more detail out. So this is a 15 megabit per second upstream. I only have 10 megabits here at the house that I'm at for the Wi-Fi. So it's doing, I think, about 6 on the Wi-Fi, and then the modems, the LTE modems, are splitting the connection for the rest of it. And it's been working pretty solidly. So it's good. They do charge you for the service. So they charge you by the hour for a conversion from HEVC to H.264. So if you want to use the full feature set here, there's a $3 an hour charge for that, and then they charge you a data per gigabyte charge for the transmission to the services. So I'll calculate what a stream would cost, but what you can do is figure out what your budget is and then just adjust your bit rate to match. And we did 2 days ago on the main channel, we did another test. We just went out on the street with it, and we were doing 2 megabits per second purely on cellular, and it looked great, even at 720p on a 2 megabit connection. So I think this is pretty good. I think it's going to work out. It's a nice little device for people that want to do on-the-road streaming. But even if you're not on the road and you're just streaming from an event somewhere, if you've got good cell coverage and your Wi-Fi goes down, you can be in good shape. So it's pretty cool. All right. Well, folks, I appreciate you all tuning in for this test. And I think I got enough now to do my full review. So I might shut down the connection here in a minute, because what I want to do real quick is capture some more of the screens that you see with this. So I'm going to do a quick screen capture here on my laptop. So let's grab. There we go. We'll just grab this thing as it's running here, because they have a nice web interface too, and it shows you like the total bit rate, and then you can see what each modem is contributing to it as well. And I think both of my modems are contributing about the same, so the graph here doesn't look as good. You can't see the graph right now. I'm just kind of running it on the computer that I'm sitting at here. Hopefully people can still hear me. I think you can. And I don't think it's stopped at all. I think it's been going pretty decently. So cool. All right. Well, I think I've got enough here. Oops. I have enough here to go on. So I am going to probably shut this down now. I see. We took a big dip in the middle there. But I think that might have been when I walked in front of it. So that could be what happened. But there's also things that they can't control with the data rate. All right. All right, I'm going to shut down Facebook first. I want to thank everybody on Facebook for watching. going to shut down the YouTube one here in a second too. And I got to pack all this stuff up. There's a lot of little components that go into this. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And I will see you all soon. And shut down the YouTube one. So I want to thank everybody for the wrap up tonight. We're not going to do anything with this thing on the wrap up tonight, but I will be probably shooting the review on this tomorrow because I have enough to figure it out. What's nice is that it's actually pretty easy to set up and use, so it's not been terribly difficult to go from knowing nothing to going to functionalness. So.